Hi guys, my name is Pio Matonsela, author of How I Aced Matric. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So it's back to school, and learners are excited about going back. They've missed their teachers. It's new teachers, new schools, new grade, new school uniform. It's a lot of new things. Hence my topic today, which is academic New Year's resolutions. We talk about one of the other things that learners need to have as we embark on the 2020 academic year, which is the mindset and attitude towards their books. So I just want to share a few tips on how they can kickstart the year to make sure that it ends as a successful year and they're happy and rejoicing the great achievements they would have achieved based on what they have managed to do within the academic year. So tip number one is that learners need to plan and track their own performance. So when the year starts, teachers are sharing the overview of the tasks they need to have or they need to do, how much they contribute to the final mark, and it is the responsibility of the learner to track and monitor how well or how bad they are doing and be able to take measures in place, because most learners only are aware of how they're performing at the end of the year when they are now calculating the CAS mark, and then they see, this is how much I need to get for the exam for me to pass. It doesn't have to be like that, because you have this information at the beginning of the year already. So as and when you do each task, you already know how far you are, or if you're on the right track, if you're passing or if you're failing. You already know that. It's like a self-diagnosis type of method. So they need to do that. And another thing is that if you're aiming for distinctions, you need to understand that distinctions are not achieved in the final exam. They start as the year starts. Each task that you have, you need to treat it with the same seriousness of an exam. So you need to aim for distinctions on each task that you get, because the final mark is an average of your year's performance. So you cannot rock up and pull an all-nighter and think you're gonna get 90% or get a distinctions in your final exam. It's highly unlikely that you will put on a performance that you fail to pull on during the course of the year. So just do yourself a favor and start that high performance culture now, so that by the time it's end of the day, when you go into your exam, you're just going to put a final stamp onto what you've managed to do during the course of the year. Number two is that you need to ask for help. Ask for help very early. When you study regularly, you already know, what you don't know, what you're struggling with, or what you seem to be good at. So for the things that you struggle with, very early in the year, you need to start asking your teachers, your friends from groups, and you start addressing the things that are lacking behind immediately before the work piles up, because that does catch up with you when you're trying to remember or trying to understand something that was covered within the first term in the fourth term. So when you tackle them immediately, you are guaranteed that you'll be moving at the same pace as the teacher. Therefore, your chances of grasping and getting higher marks are much higher because of the pace that you're moving at. Number three is that your marks are a function of the level of preparedness and execution. So you need to pay a lot of attention to how you prepare and how you execute. You can be good at preparing but bad at execution. So how well you study and how well you are able to translate what you've studied into answers in the exam or in a task becomes very important. So you need to have that balance between the preparedness and the execution. It doesn't make sense for you to prepare for 20 hours in 24 hours and then being unable to executing an exam because you're too tired, you can barely keep your eyes open. So you need to find that balance to say, this is the amount of time I invest in preparing, and this is because this is how I want to feel when I'm executing. Because if you have fatigue when executing, you are so much as well sabotaging the amount of effort you've invested in your preparations. The last one is for you to remember that you are the driver. Your teacher are just your GPS. They are there to guide you, to show you the way, but how you get to your destination and where you are going exactly is entirely up to you. They will guide you into failing, they will guide you into passing. It's entirely up to you. And when you make use of them, you actually realize that that's what they are there to do, and they love you all equally, and that's what they wish for you. But no matter how much they can wish for you to pass, if that's not what you want, they cannot force it upon you. So I drive myself, and I know that sometimes the GPS would be like 10 right and I 10 left. So that's exactly what you do with your teachers. They tell you you need to bring in your assignments on this day, and they must follow you throughout 3 months trying to get an assignment. So that's not the type of navigation or the type of traveling that you want to do during the course of the year. So just make sure that you make good use of the teachers. Befriend them, not to steal answers or not to steal question papers, but to grasp as much information as you can, because you need them so badly. Not because they have the potential to make you fail, but because they have the knowledge that you require for you to pass. So remember my slogan: don't stop when you're tired, stop when you're done. All the best for 2020.